Hello, Aldwyn, Altuney here, and I am at the Byron Harmony Day in Mullimbimby at the Civic Hall. In fact, it's absolutely pissing down rain here, and I'm out in the garden with some awesome people here from the Rainbow Animal Rights Activists, and they're all volunteers, and we're going to talk about veganism today, and I've got some very special guests. I'm going to flip over to them right now. We have Jenny over here. Hello, Jenny. We have David here. And we have Veet over here. Hello. And thank you so much for the chai. You've been giving everyone chai and cake today for those that... I'm actually going to go here so I can see all three of you. If you come in a bit close there we go, beautiful. So we can see a beautiful sign there, vegan, healthy... Oh, ethical. There we go. Ethical, healthy, earth-friendly. Vegans don't use animals for food, clothing, entertainment, or other reasons. Yeah. Being vegan is easy. That's a very cool message. And I must say, a lot of people have misconceptions about veganism, don't they? Now, a lot of people think that if you're vegan, you're not healthy, or that, you're not eating well enough, or you're going to get weak in some way. However, if you look at animals like gorillas and cows, they're vegans, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're the strongest animals on the planet. Okay.
And elephants.
And elephants. Look how strong they are, and they're vegan. And I know personally some friends of mine that are vegan have had blood tests and have fantastic blood test results as vegans. So there is a bit of I think people are, learning more about this, and they're getting some more awareness around veganism, and it's fantastic what you guys are doing. So maybe, Jenny, we'll start with you. We'll go over here. Now, Jenny, what's your involvement with the Rainbow Animal Rights Activists, and how did you get involved?
I've been here since the beginning. So, which was pretty awesome. We just got together, decided that we really think that we need to do something more. So it wasn't just enough to just be vegan in my own household, that I wanted to spread that love because it feels so good to be vegan. And so we created this group, and we've been doing all sorts of outreach. So it's not just having beautiful chats and chai. We do the street activism as well with the masks and things like that, showing animal footage. It's not always pretty because unfortunately the other side of not being vegan is not very pretty. So yeah,
absolutely. And you've got in your hands there something fantastic people should see.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. This will be our first screening that we've done as an organisation, and it's for Dominion. It's the latest documentary Australian documentary that's just come out. It's all about how we use and abuse animals, mostly in Australia, but there is a couple of other little issues around the world where people are using and abusing animals. I think it's a must-see documentary for both vegans and non-vegans alike. Non-vegan because you need to know what is happening to these beautiful animals before they end up on your plate, before they end up on your shoulder as a handbag. If you go to a rodeo, you go to circuses, you go to zoos, you are responsible for the suffering of animals. As a vegan, I think, certainly for me, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be, as gut-wrenching as it is, it's going to be giving me more knowledge and awareness to help spread the message, because our planet is in dire straits, and if we don't start changing, and this is the biggest change, veganism has the biggest potential to help save our planet. So we're having a screening of Dominion in Mullimbimby on the 19th of May, Saturday 19th of May. You can go onto our Rainbow Animal Rights Activist page, and you'll find the event there. Buy some tickets. We're going to have some beautiful vegan food. We're going to have some little takeaway goodie bags for if you feel inspired, or you might also feel a bit numb and how do I go, how do I change. We'll have some little information and things like that. It'll be a beautiful day. There'll be treats and drinks as well also on the night.
Fantastic. And what do you suggest to people, and thank you so much for everyone joining us. Hello, Hannah. Hannah says hi, guys. Adam, hello, Sean, Stewart. Hello. We've got a few people coming on. Osho, hello. Thanks for joining us. Hello, Wendy. So I've got a whole lot of people coming on the live. What do you suggest to them that maybe if they're thinking of going vegan or taking meat out of the diet, what are some simple ways that they can go about going that way? Go to Veet for that? Okay, Veet, over to you for the answer to that question. Okay, so what can people do?
So there is actually there's a website called Challenge 22 that you can join up and get your own mentor. That's, I don't know, can they see that?
Yes, they can see that. Yeah, there we go. Challenge22.com, yes.
And they can get their own mentor. If you want to do it on your own, you don't just take the meat out of your diet. You need to put in some probably, if you look at all traditional diets, like if you look at the Indian diet, they have dal and rice. There's enough protein in there. It's the same as a steak if you're eating dal and rice together. So looking at, you can go and look up, just make sure that there is enough protein in each meal. And some people say that you don't need to have, you know, like everything has protein, plants have protein, but when you're first taking meat out of your diet, just make sure you do put some protein in, because you'll stay satiated more, you'll be less hungry. And I have a blog where I put up lots of information about that. It's much easier than you think. If you do take things like dairy out of your diet, you'll find if you're worried about iron, for example, you'll find if you take dairy out, your iron levels will probably go higher than they were when you were having dairy, because dairy is a suppressant of iron. So there's lots of information out there if you're worried about your nutrients and everything. I think that you'll be surprised that you'll be healthier, definitely healthier, by taking meat out of your diet.
That's amazing. So dairy is a suppressant of
iron, for example.
And eggs, you're saying?
Eggs also.
Eggs.
Yeah. Eggs
amazing.
Also. So you'll find that as long as you just make sure that you're eating enough, you know, some people, they just take the meat out, the dairy out, and then they're just left with vegetables. But there's so many amazing recipes. Like if you're used to putting cream in a pasta, you just blend up some cashews, put some salt in, some water, and you've got a beautiful cream sauce. Pecan sauce is the same, just 1 cup of pecans, half a cup of water, salt, and you've got a delicious sauce. Put that together with pasta, you've got a complete protein. Probably more protein than having a couple of sausages with your veggies in the night.
Fantastic. And so many more tips I'm sure you can share with us at the Beats Vegan Cooking School. So what's the website they should go to?
It's www.beats.com.au, and I share a recipe a week, and there's also a free ebook when you sign up to the blog, and that's an iron-rich ebook. So if you're struggling with iron, you know, lots of people think they have to eat more meat, but it's got nothing to do with that. You'll find by cutting meat out of your diet, your iron will probably go up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Veet. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. And David. Now, David, you're a volunteer here as well.
Yes.
And how did you become involved with the veganism and with the rainbow animal rights activists?
Well, I had a personal crisis a few years ago where I went through a lot of suffering myself, which I came through, and I think I'm a better and a more compassionate person as a result. Because of the suffering I experienced and the help that I received from other people, I really didn't want to inflict suffering on other beings. So my life philosophy is to try and reduce the amount of suffering that I create or support. And one of the ways I can do that is by not using or abusing animals, because suddenly I then became much more sensitive to the suffering of animals who don't have a voice to express their suffering. And unfortunately, industrialized farming has put a lot of the animals' plight and the abuse of animals in the food industry and in entertainment out of sight and therefore out of mind. So one of the important things that we're trying to do is simply to raise awareness of what animals go through, either to be in the entertainment industry or as a piece of clothing or as food on our plate, so that others can make conscious decisions whether they want to support that suffering. Because it's really up to you whether you want to support suffering of other beings and take on the energy of creating violence for other beings. And I guess the other thing that happened for me when I went vegan was I felt much healthier. I lost a lot of weight, and I also learned that for environmental reasons we need to move to a plant-based diet. And the UN has actually recommended that the world's population go to a plant-based diet because of climate change and also pollution in our rivers and our oceans. There's an enormous amount of pollution, both in the air and the water and on the land, because of livestock use, farmed fish, poultry. Really, we would have a much more land available for forests and clean air if we cut down on our livestock industry. And that's scientific studies, that's not gobbledygook. And finally, the last thing was that I realised that physical health is much better. My bloods have just been amazing in the last 2 years that I've been vegan. When I recently had my bloods done, my GP said, you have the profile of someone 10 or 20 years younger than you actually are.
Wow.
My
Awesome.
fitness is amazing. I swim, I dance, I do lots of physical things. I certainly don't lack any energy, and I rarely get sick.
Wow, and you are looking amazing for 25, I must say. So, just a wild guess. Thank you so much. Wow, that's amazing. And I love what you say about taking on the energy of you know, of actually of cruelty to animals. You know, people don't often think about that when they eat meat, that they're actually taking on energetically that cruelty. So how does that actually look, I guess? What does that actually really do for people?
I mean, the thing is, like, even if you're going to eat an organic, humane, raised, grass-fed animal, he's still going to end up in that same abattoir. And our studies show that an animal that's fed on the grass is actually more scared by going to the slaughterhouse, because it's not used to being around metal. Yeah. It's not used to being around heaps of other animals and things like that. So it's almost worse for a humane animal to go to a slaughterhouse. And yes, they all end up in the same slaughterhouse. So yeah, their blood is just pumping with fear and sadness. And they watch their other family members die. It's not a pretty thing at all. And so I think in this area, in the Rainbow region, where we're all about connectivity and connection and compassion, I think that if we would all become better people if we weren't ingesting that sort of issues.
Yeah, absolutely. And now back to Dominion again. I'll just flip it back to me. Now, I saw the movie Earthlings many years ago, and if you haven't seen Earthlings, then Google that. It was narrated by Joaquin Phoenix back in early 2000s, I believe it came out.
Can I just say he has also narrated Dominion.
Wow, he's also narrated Dominion. So I'll just show you that again, Dominion, which is a fantastic new documentary, and we'll go back to Jenny in a minute. We'll recap on that one. So I saw Earthlings. I was so horrified by what I saw in that documentary about how humans have treated animals for food, clothing, scientific research, etc., that I created the world's first Animal Action Day after that, and I've done 11 annual events now for animals, inspiring awareness and appreciation and respect for animals. And while some of the people that have supported that event have not been vegans, it has raised a lot of awareness for animal causes. And I think if people can just do something towards animals, you know, whether you choose to go vegan, and I think it's fantastic if you do go vegan, and clearly very healthy and a very good ethical choice, or whether you choose to, you know, do something online and help support animals or raise awareness around something, I think that's also really important. But back to Earthlings. Now, that was a very hard documentary to watch. It was 2 hours. I was literally holding my throat and crying at the end of it. I couldn't believe what I saw, and I felt hopeless and helpless to do anything about it. And that's where I thought, well, if I do a day and everyone just takes some action for animals, then we can all make a difference. So now over to Dominion, which is an Australian film. So back over to you now, Jenny. We'll talk about Dominion. So there are some similarities here with Earthlings.
Yeah.
And, you know, really, what are your views about people taking action, some action, just doing something for animals? How much of a difference will that make?
Absolutely. That was a good point that you actually said, that I think that the important thing is not to be feel so overwhelmed that you don't take action. So any action that is positive for the animals is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, not just, like we've just said, the environment, your health, the earth, and animals. I haven't actually seen the film, but maybe David wants to add a little bit, because he has actually seen the film.
I was at the Gold Coast premiere where James Aspey and the film director were speaking.
Oh, wow.
And one of the things that James Aspey said afterwards is that once you watch a film like this, suddenly you cannot forget what we are putting animals through. You can't rewind because it's so startling. So he said once that happens, then you've got the awareness, and so then you can make some new choices. And he said today choices are much easier to make in favour of more animal-friendly choices and environmentally friendly choices. But now, you know, you can go to the supermarket, and most supermarkets now have a vegan section alongside the meat section and the dairy section, and a lot of existing products are vegan anyway, whether they're labelled that or not. So you can start to make that for yourself, and then you can start to spread awareness amongst your friends. Hey, have you thought about, what this animal has been through to get this product? If you have milk in your coffee, it might taste good, but have you thought about what you're actually contributing to, what you're supporting? It's really becoming a bit more conscious about your choices, and ultimately we all have the ability to make our own choice and express our own opinions. So it's not really telling people what to do, but giving the opportunity to be aware of what they're contributing to or not contributing to. And Dominion goes through animal by animal what happens in Australia, and some of the footage is absolutely amazing. It's incredible. Some of it's drone footage, some of it's hidden cameras inside abattoirs and agricultural facilities, stuff that you will never see.
Wow.
And that some of those producers would not want you to see.
And the industry does not want you to see, because once you see this, you will know just how wrong, how far removed we've come from loving animals, and we are an animal ourselves.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well,
all connected.
And it's great also. It's great also to see how popular vegan restaurants are becoming. It really. I just had a call come through, so I just stopped the broadcast for a second. Back on again. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I was just saying how popular vegan restaurants and veganism is becoming now, as people are becoming more aware. So I'm here at the Byron Harmony Day with the Rainbow Animal Rights activists. We've got Jenny, David and Beat. I'm going to cross back over. We're going to wrap up this very soon. And I just want to thank you guys so much, so they can come and support, people who can come and support you, support Dominion. Again, those details.
Dominion, 19th of May in Mullimbimby. You go onto our Facebook page, which is Rainbow Animal Rights Activists. And you'll see the event there. Join the group. Come and do some other events that we do as well. And join Challenge 22 for a little bit of vegan help as well.
And also, if you live on the Gold Coast or wherever you live, there's usually a vegan Facebook group that you can join. And they'll have lots of local resources.
Fantastic.
And Dominion is showing in other places. It's screened in a lot of places already, but it will be showing. So look out for it in your local town, or there is a Dominion page to join as well.
Beautiful. And what final messages before we wrap up here? Any final messages for people watching this? And thank you so much to everyone who's joined us. We've got Hannah, Adam, Sean, Stuart, Osho, Wendy, Benjamin, Gary, Renee, Fernando, Alan. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are at this fantastic stall here out in the middle of the jungle. No, it's not quite the jungle, but it's in the middle of the rain, and it's the only stall out on its own, surrounded by rain, having nice warm chai, vegan chai. And hello, Harry. Thanks for joining us.